Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. Monday, May 24th. Markets, downward trend, hardcore. Big bounce today. We're actually seeing it right now just with Bitcoin. Look at this thing. Holy smokes. Huge bounce. GME. Yeah, it's this is totally how normal stocks act and respond when they don't have any news. None. This is what a normal stock does. It goes up a bunch, like 5-6%, pretty good volume, and then at about 2:30 in the afternoon it sells off, all the way back down to basically where it started. That's normal. Yep. If you're new to the stock market, that's the way it works. So yeah, this is totally normal right here. Huge red candles. Anyways, overall market on the SPY, we see today nice grind up. This is also kind of still bounce territory. And GME and the market makers and the short hedge funds and those powers that be, they like to use momentum to their advantage. So when there's a sell-off in the market, they're going to do the same thing. Yeah, they're back to 300,000 shares to borrow, to short. So as we see here, 1455, 14, about the same time. Here's 1450. So GME started selling off with the market. They take that momentum and they move it over to here. Everything's selling off. Scared. And however, if you look though, GME had this bounce. It didn't want to go that far. So the overall market here kept going all the way into close. Kept selling off. And actually the biggest red candle was into close. So GME did that, but then at 310 it bounced. Then it climbed back up. Bounced off this moving average. One reason I like to use moving averages is because they often act as supports and resistances. So, as you see here, this short-term moving average bounced off that long-term moving average. And here's our VWAP up here. That's on the 5 minute. On the hourly, it's still looking good. We've got big candles, big green candles over the 9 moving average. MACD is still bullish. And yeah, it was a wild ride up and down today. However, it's possible it's going to be bearish. And it's possible GME will have a big dump before it squeezes. If you look at the Volkswagen squeeze, where Volkswagen became the biggest company in the world for a day, they had a big sell-off, and it was large, and it lasted maybe a couple days. And basically, it went down. It would put GME relatively probably down at like $40 again. Not saying that's going to happen, but it's something I'm prepared for. And if it does that, I'm not thinking, okay, shorts have covered and now it's selling off, because shorts haven't covered. That's why the price is up here. And that's why people around the world can't buy shares, because there aren't any. So if there's a huge sell-off, it's not meaning the shorts have covered. It's meaning that they're giving you a better deal if you want to buy more. And so I'm prepared for that. I'm not sure if it's going to happen or not. However, on the charts here, we've got a couple different things that makes me think that it's going to maybe be red. We've got a double top here. It hasn't been able to break this resistance up here at 189. This area you can see. It hasn't been able to break it there, or back here. We had it back here as well. And there might even be another one back here somewhere, but who likes looking them past that far? Also, looking on the MACD, so we've got a divergence in the MACD. MACD was much higher here when it was crossing here, and then it's lower here, and it took this turn down, and it looks like hasn't yet, but looks like it's going to cross back over the signal. Also the divergence in heights. So that's what the rule I like to say is MACD's right. So if you have a peak here and then a peak here in the same, but the MACD is lower on this one, this is where it's going. It's going lower. So I'm kind of preparing myself, and maybe some of you, for a bit of a sell-off because of the double top we have here and the MACD divergence, as well as the RSI. If you look back here, RSI was much higher than it is here, which is an RSI divergence. So, yeah, I think we might have a correction down, and if we do, it'll probably bounce off of either the support right here of 165 or this long moving average right here, which will be about 165 as well, or potentially it'll bounce off of this downward trend line right here. I don't think it'll come that low, but it is possible. It could come down there, and then that would be support about here at the 160, which is where this support is as well. You can see. So we could have a bit of red. The SPY had a nice bounce today, and my SPY puts got jacked. But also what this did was this gave capital to the short hedge funds that are short on GME. It gave them capital in their accounts. So their accounts had a higher unrealized gains, so they were less likely to get margin called. So SPY going up, as well as however much capital they still have left in Bitcoin and other cryptos. This thing had an epic rally today. Actually, it just reset. It was like 24% rally today. And look at this. Yep, I was about to say this actually. Big rally up. You know what's happening? It's going to bounce off this long-term 180 candlestick moving average and then come back down. It could have kind of hit this top also. Came a little above that. And now it's going to hit this moving average, and it's going to find its top, and it's going to keep coming back down. So if you look on the daily, there you go. This is what happens. It comes down, and it uses that moving average as a resistance or support, and that's what it's doing. As you can see, it's already starting to bounce down. Or no, actually, yeah, I think this, no, did this just reset? I thought Bitcoin was up 20-something%. Maybe that was another one I was looking at. Anyways, I think Bitcoin's going to keep dumping, and when that does, that's going to squeeze those that are short on GME back again, because they won't have the capital in their account because the value they had on Bitcoin is going down. So yeah, because Bitcoin's still in a very bearish territory. It did uptick on the RSI, which is good. It also upticked on the MACD. So in a sense, looks like it's maybe found a little floor here for a bit. Not to say it's going to just keep selling off, but I would say this is a floor for it. Kind of found support here, and then we've got this green engulfing candle, which closes, I don't know, midnight. I don't even know actually when these candles reset. But and then you've got these long dojis, which is kind of a bullish reversal. But I don't think it's going to reverse. I think it might consolidate, and then it could reverse or consolidate and then keep dropping. I think it's going to probably keep dropping. Because look at the short-term moving average crossing the long-term moving average. This is a bearish sign. So the short-term is now below the long-term. That's never good. And as you see on the hourly, it had this big drop and the epic bounce, but now it's hitting resistance on that long-term, and it's going to keep going down from that. And when GME, that's bullish for GME. So my bearish thesis on GME for the short-term, it could be a little bearish if this just kind of stays flat and consolidates, and this will kind of, it could have room to be bearish. If this keeps dropping though, this will probably run up. We're looking, I mean, overall we're looking good though. On the daily, we've got green over the 9 moving averages. MACD is solid. The only thing we really need to just break that resistance. Once this resistance is broken, go crazy, whatever. It's gonna happen with volume. With this light volume, I keep getting faked out on it. Light volume coming up here and not breaking that resistance. I've seen it multiple times now, and it just screws me. So you can kind of see the divergence here on MACD. Look, MACD crossed over back here, stayed flat, but look, the MACD is coming down, and then then the stock price follows. So that's kind of the same thing I was talking about earlier with the MACD is right. MACD is right. So, yeah, my plays on GME today, I got excited. It was going up. It actually had better volume than yesterday. We were going up pretty heavy, and then it broke the resistance, but then it actually ended up being a tail. So on that first hour, we had 1 million, and compare that to Friday, we had just a tiny bit more, but then look at that second hour. That's what really hyped me out. That second hour we had 1.1 million, whereas on Friday, that second hour we only had 500,000. So the volume overall today was better than Friday. Still extremely low, still way too low. So we're looking for margin calls, short squeeze, all that stuff to happen. It's gonna be on large volume, and I don't know if it's just gonna be immediately large volume. It's not gonna be immediate, but I don't know how gradual it's gonna come in, and that's kind of the trick for me to learn with the options, because if it comes in very gradual, then what I'm doing is right. But the problem is I could get screwed a lot. If it comes in very quickly, then it'll be easy. I can just wait for that crazy quick volume. So if you look back here, I'm trying to find it. Whoa. So this is a good example. And this is when I was doing well. I did well with the options before on GME. So right here. And this thing just started running. So just that 1 hour, and look how much more volume is on that 1 hour. So much more. It's like almost double the biggest volume we'd had in a long time. So that's what I need to wait for, but it's hard because I see big green candles, I see more volume, but not enough. And then I'm thinking, oh, this is it. It's not breaking new resistances, not breaking new highs, and it's not enough volume. So coming down. However, it could still be good. This double top, I don't like. This MACD divergence, I don't like. The RSI divergence, I'm expecting maybe some red, and I'll probably sell a put on it if we do get that, because I gotta quit bleeding money with these calls. So we picked up TMV calls yesterday. Our UVXY calls are not doing anything yet because the market is totally inflated. VIX calls aren't doing anything, and they're about to expire. Wells Fargo puts, nope, nothing yet. Our BAC are still, I think, up, but that's just because I sniped that option chain. They're just up because they are. Coin, no, see, these are all going to bounce. Today was a big bounce. So our Mara puts, our Riot puts, our Coin puts, they're all bouncing. Mara and Riot are going to go down once crypto hits that resistance and starts going down. Although Mara does look like it's found a nice floor here. However, it hasn't, the trend line hasn't, or the moving averages hasn't changed. So I want to see that. If you want to be bullish, you want that moving average to pass that moving average. That'll help a lot. Although the candlesticks today, as well as the MACD, look really nice. Looking on the daily. Yeah, it kind of found a floor and is holding on this moving average here. So we'll see. If it drops below that, it'll be bad. And it hasn't, the MACD hasn't crossed yet on the daily. So this is pretty much doing what Bitcoin's doing. We'll see what happens. Could maybe be till the end of the week, because this could keep kind of consolidating. Or right, and then I think Coin kind of follows the same thing. See, this MACD is coming up, which is good for Coin as far as bullishness, but it's really not showing much strength. And on the daily, it's just a dead dog. It's just sitting down here at the RSI, and yeah, that. That's what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. I'm getting faked out by GME too much, but I'm gonna start selling puts. And the problem if I sell a put though is my capital's tied up, and if I close it too soon, then I can't use it, and yada yada yada. But be prepared, be ready for the squeeze mentally, and learn about charts and everything before it happens, and then you'll be all ready. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. We've got Twitter. It's at Happy Money YT. Go ahead and follow us on there. I'd like to help develop Doge. And that isn't GitHub. We also have a Discord, and that's in the description up on there if you would like. And we will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much, guys. Peace out.